What's up, guys? We're back and we're dropping early and consistent this year. We have our most confident picks for the week. Obviously, as you can see on the screen, Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas 2. And we do have one of these ladies in our most confident picks. First, I want to get started with our Patreon. Obviously, it's one of the most valuable assets in the whole MMA space, in my opinion, because look at the prices. $199 for MMA a month, and you're making 51.5 units. That's ridiculous. $199 a month. If you pay that for 12 months, right? A year, that's $24. That's 0.24 units, 0.24 units. And we're up 51.5 units. You do the math, I mean, that could support you for fucking years, just that investment, right? So, and obviously it's not a fluke. We have all our results there. We also do NBA and NFL, which is very cheap as well. We have our bet slips that our members sent us. They're all there. And there's a lot more, obviously, if you follow the Instagram. It's somewhere above me. Yeah, they're sending that stuff all the time. But if you're not on it, I mean, I'm not going to force you to be on it. It pays to be on it. I will say that, because we give all our early plays. We have all our most confident picks already done. We have all this stuff early, so you don't have to pay attention to the YouTube. Everything's already locked in. We have stuff from UFC 311 that's already on the board. You see what our safety parlay is, which you'll never get to see that on YouTube. You'll get to see obviously you get to see our most confident picks. You'll never get to see our safety parlay. You're never going to get to see some of our big parlays that have paid out pretty good. You're not going to see a lot of our big props on YouTube. We will give out a lot, but we won't ever tell you when we have official picks. For the most part, we just give you a hint of what you should be betting. But if you want to be 100% sure that you're betting correctly, you should join the Patreon, because we also give you the betting size, the betting units, what you should be betting to maximize your profitability. This is our slide where it was just our 2024 year, right? All the grays are profit. So basically we break everything down into pay-per-views, PFL events, Bellator, Apex, UFC City, UFC country events. We learned a lot this year, and obviously UFC country events, I know not to bet UFC China, which I told myself, and I bet it anyways, which is stupid. That's the whole reason we fucking didn't profit on the country events. When it's in Saudi Arabia, stuff like that, that's going to be easy. UFC City events, we did really good at that, but we didn't bet consistently enough. And what I say by that, we're eliminating these big parlays from city events. Those are pointless. I never really hit those. We will be doing double ups, usually probably just double ups only on UFC City events and Apex events. Certain city events, I will say we can do parlays, but it's not going to be everyone. But what we want to do is we want to make sure we're consistently betting the same unit amount every single event for the city or Apex events, because there's no way you go 7-3 or 4-1 and you don't profit. So we fucked up there because we bet big on one event in the city and we fucking lost. But oh well, right? For the UFC pay-per-views, PFL and Bellator, we're loading the fuck up on those. PFL, obviously we fucked up a couple times at the end. That was fluky. I don't know. I've only 2 PFL events I've lost in how many years, so it just happened to come within the last 3 months of the year. But anyways, yeah, pay-per-views we're going to load up. We're going to do $1,200 on double ups, probably another $500 on parlays, about $1,700 per pay-per-view we're going to be spending. Obviously, you guys could bet what you guys are comfortable with. And if you guys just text me, as long as you're a Patreon member, you can text me through Patreon, through Instagram. And if you guys do have my number by chance, just text me by your number. Just text me, and I'll get back to you guys, like how to break down all the unit sizing and all that stuff. So it's really helpful. But yeah, we got all this tracked for 2024, and that was our first year doing this. Our rookie year, we made $5,100 just from MMA, right? So that was pretty good, and we know what to load up on. I'm expecting 10 to 20,000 plus this year just from MMA, due to the fact that we're going to load up a lot more on pay-per-views, PFL, Bellator, stuff like that we're more confident in. So yeah, expect a big year from us, and I hope you guys don't miss out. Jump on the Patreon before it's too late and get your new year started right. Our most confident pick on the card is Narulo Aliyev. Obviously, UFC's -650 favorite. High confidence. He shouldn't lose this fight. He's a Khabib 2.0. Joe Solecki's just a grappler. What happened in the last fight? Grant Dawson, a wet blanket. took him down for all 3 rounds and dominated that fight. Nurullo Aliev, wet blanket, like Khabib, is going to take Joe Slecki down, and he's going to win the fight. Could be finish, could be decision. If there is a finish, it's late. The second most confident pick on the card is Magomed Gadzhiev. He's taking on Bruno Lopez. We don't know much about Bruno Lopez, right? He's making his debut. He's from the Contender Series. He got slept by Brenson Ribeiro, and he looked terrible, right? Magomed Gadzhiev, he's a good wrestler. He could strike a little bit. His weakness, obviously getting taken down. Bruno Lopez shouldn't do much of that in this fight. Give me Magomed Gadzhiev here. He's going to be able to hang in the striking, and he's going to get the takedowns. I don't expect Bruno Lopez's takedown defense to be that good. And for you guys that are going to argue, look at the Contender Series. Let's look at it. He fought a Georgian guy who was gassed and shooting from miles away. My 2-year-old sister could have defended those takedowns. Magomed Gadzhiev should be able to get the takedowns, and I think he's going to be able to hang with him in the striking. Like I said, second most confident pick on the card, medium confidence. Our third most confident pick on the card is Uros Medic. He's taking on Punahele Soriano. He's not the best striker. I mean, he just kind of swings for the fences, kind of wild. He's a wrestler, but he doesn't use it. And when he does use it, he's not the best at it. Uros Medic, man, he's better on the feet. This fight's going to stay on the feet. If it does hit the mat, I doubt it. Uros Medic will be good enough to get back up for Punahele Soriano. He's not that good of a wrestler. So Uros Medic here all day, man. Our fourth most confident pick on the card, Amanda Ribas. She's negative 198, medium confidence. I think she's just better than Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern has to get this fight to the mat. She has terrible takedowns. Amanda Ribas has great takedown defense, and she's the way better striker. Give me Amanda Ribas. It's that simple. Our fifth most confident pick on the card is someone stepping in on short notice, and that's Jacoby Smith at negative 550 with medium confidence. He's making his debut. That's why he's medium confidence, right? I want to say he trains at AKA. He's a hyped up prospect. He looks really good. He looked really good in Contender Series. And he's taking on Preston Parsons. I don't think Preston Parsons is that good, if we're being honest. I think Jacoby Smith will be better everywhere this fight goes, and he's going to pick up the win whatever way he wants. So I'll read them off again real quick. Obviously, they're on the screen, but we have Nurullo Aliev, Magomed Gadzhiev, we have Uros Medic, Amanda Ribas, and Jacoby Smith. You parlay those 5, it's probably decent odds. I don't know if I'll parlay them because I am not parlay heavy on these Apex events, but I know what double up I'm doing for this weekend. It will be in the Patreon by Friday because we're going to wait for those value bets. And if you guys have been following the Patreon, you know what those are. We've been killing it and making a shit ton of extra money that most people aren't making because they're not taking advantage of it. But that's what we're doing for this card. Those are our 5 most confident picks. Obviously, we have the Patreon. With those 5 most confident picks, you don't know what I'm going to do with those most confident picks. You don't know who I'm going to play. I'm not betting all 5 of those guys. They're not all locks. So maybe I'm doing over-unders. Maybe I'm doing special bets. Special bets we eat off of. My safety parlay, you don't know what my safety parlay is going to be, right? $199 a month for the Patreon, man. And you guys are going to kill it. You guys are going to crush it. You guys are going to have a great 2025. And if you guys have your girlfriend's about to leave you or some shit, there you go. She won't ever second guess that shit again. I guarantee that. Maybe your guys' kids, you can't afford diapers. I guarantee you this shit's going to pay for it. Maybe you guys are just sick of your kids asking and asking and asking for shit that you can't afford. I guarantee you this will clear up some space in your bank account to go buy them what the fuck they want. I guarantee that. This is one of the best values on the space, like I've said time and time again. The results don't lie. It's all backed up in a spreadsheet. We have other spreadsheets if you guys want to see the extra spreadsheets. Tracked up every single event on the year, so you know I'm not lying. You could check every single event in our Patreon. It's all backed up of every single bet we did on the whole year, so you know I'm not lying. This is what we do, $2 a month, and you can make $5,000 extra in a year. And obviously, we know how to bet smarter now because we've been doing it for a year. So that $5,000 is probably going to turn $10,000, $20,000 this year. Obviously, depending on your betting sizes. But who wouldn't want that? You know what I mean? And if you're not betting heavy, Build it up this year. Start early. All you have to do is copy and paste my bets. It's not that hard. It's passive income. I'm the one doing all the research. I'm the one putting all this work into the YouTube. I'm the one putting all the work into the Patreon. I put a lot of fucking time and effort and even money into this. So it's like, it's not passive income for me. For you guys, if you guys just copy and paste it, it's passive income for you guys. It really is. And just build it up this year. Go into next year strong with that 5, 10K sitting there. Start betting heavier. You can start doing what I do. Bet a little heavier. And you're going to make a lot of money with it. Obviously, it's not financial advice. Of course, you guys don't have to buy this. But if you do, you're making a smart decision. And obviously, once again, here's our spreadsheets tracked everything, right? Our pay-per-views, PFL, Bellator, we have to load up on. We're betting a little bit smarter with Apex, City, and country events. Obviously, we're going to stick to double ups on those. We're not going to bet parlays as much because that's what kind of brought down the value. And those Dana White Contender Series, those are like fluky, so those are kind of just whatever. I'm never really going to bet those heavy. Other organizations, same thing. I'm not going to bet them heavy, but when there's time to capitalize on certain lines, we're going to jump on that. Boxing's great to bet live. And if Jake Paul's fighting, you already know that's a setup. Jake Paul's going to win. Just stay tuned to our Patreon to get the best value out of that. Same thing with BKFC. I'm not good at the best at BKFC, but I will say I will be tailing Mike Finch because that dude's a beast with BKFC. So I'll probably be doing like $100 an event for now because I know he's pretty good, but obviously I've only bet like one event from him. But he seems to know what he's talking about. He seems like he's good. So I will be tailing him and putting that on my Patreon. I didn't put this on my Patreon last year, but I'll put it on my Patreon and tag him, I guess. I will tag, not tag, but I'll shout him out. But it will only be his public plays, his plays that you have to pay for. I might actually pay for his BKFC plays, right? Because I'm not that good at BKFC. So I really might pay for those plays just to have that if he's that good. And to be honest, I won't be sharing his stuff that I have to pay for because that's fucked up. But I will be sharing his public plays, and I will be shouting him out to make sure you guys tune into his channel and stuff like that because he's pretty good. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys are having a happy new year. I hope you guys cash in on this first event of the weekend with us. And I can't wait for UFC 311 next week. That's what I can't look forward to. That's where all my money's on. And I'll catch you guys next week.